The honourable member for Nanaimo, Ladysmith.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'll be splitting my time with the member for Trois-Rivières. So despite the Prime Minister's clear campaign promises to move quickly to fix our marijuana laws and stop the senseless arrest for simple possession, the government has spent the last 6 or 7 months doing nothing. They announced a timeline for future action in New York, but that action is at least a year away. Now, I'm hearing from a broad range of constituents in Nanaimo, Ladysmith who are refused by the government's messages on marijuana. So here's a 9-part list on who's affected by leaving marijuana regulations uncertain. First, judges. Here's Justice Selkirk from the Ontario Court of Justice just in December. He said, I quote, "I recall distinctly the Prime Minister in the House of Commons saying it's going to be legalized. I'm not going to be the last judge in the country to convict somebody of simple possession of marijuana. You can't have the Prime Minister announcing it's going to be legalized and then stand up and prosecute it. It just can't happen. It's a ludicrous situation, ludicrous." End quote. My second category, taxpayers, because the government spends $3 to $4 million annually prosecuting simple possession cases. New Democrats believe it's irresponsible to allow police and court resources to be wasted this way, creating new criminal records for something that the government imminently plans to legalize. Police have better things to do. The third category are legal commercial producers. There are 60 licensed commercial businesses across Canada. One of them, Tilray, is in my riding. They have done everything the government has asked them to do. They have jumped through incredible hoops. They have security, investment, inspections. It's a very, very tightly regulated industry. They have invested in good faith, but they're not sure what will be the conditions for further investment. They are in an insecure business environment. The fourth category are legal personal production license holders. Again, the Conservatives made a whole lot of changes, a lot of prosecutions over the last 10 years, an uncertain place. These people are growing for medical marijuana legally, but they don't know how solid the ground is on which they stand. It's a problem. There's another broad group affected in my community, those with illegal dispensaries in their region. These are not licensed under the current law. So the fifth category is local governments who are left scrambling to address the jurisdictional hole left by the lack of federal leadership on the illegal dispensary issue. The sixth is customers who are reliant on the supply. They may well have been prescribed this medically. They believe it's a legitimate source they can rely on. They are discombobulated by ad hoc police raids and interruption of what might be a prescribed supply for them. It creates anxiety. The seventh category affected are neighboring businesses affected by these illegal dispensaries. They're alarmed by changes in their neighborhood, outdoor smoking, a different clientele mix. The Nanaimo Chamber of Commerce representatives are complaining to me about this, about the lack of federal leadership. There's a lot of work to do on this file. The eighth category for me is regions that are missing out on the benefits from legal commercial medical marijuana growers. Tilray in my riding is one such success story. They added 140 employees in 13 months. Operating impacts are estimated to grow from 13 million to 88 million in our region if the government can get ahead and plan actually what is this industry going to look like. We're waiting for leadership. And finally, and this is the focus of today's debate, thousands of mostly young adults who will have criminal records for the rest of their lives because the Prime Minister did not respect his promise to legalize marijuana as soon as he took office. Having a criminal record for marijuana possession has big consequences. It can impede your travel, your future work opportunities. And this is, again, the focus of today's debate. It's unfair to impose criminal records on citizens when we're told that this will be a legal drug in less than 2 years. It's unfair and it costs everybody. So one of the sets of costs, 18 months under a Liberal government of needless arrests and wasteful trials are tying up our police and our courts. The Justice Department has confirmed it will cost taxpayers as much as $4 million a year. In 2014, there were almost 60,000 marijuana possession charges. And StatsCan says that is 3% of all arrests in our country. In 2013, possession of cannabis accounted for 54% of all police-reported drug crime. Now, if police stopped prosecuting young adults, then resources could be focused on dealers and organized crime. In my city, Nanaimo, there is a fentanyl crisis that is tying up firefighters, police, health responders, our hospitals. It's creating deaths. This is a serious problem, and we're not getting the action we need on it. There were 17 fentanyl-related deaths in 2014 in our island health region, 22 in 2015, and 9 in just the first 3 months of this year. The Island Health Medical Health Officer for my region on Vancouver Island, Dr. Paul Hasselbach, says that Nanaimo's fentanyl overdose rate is higher than the provincial average. 9 in just the first 3 months of this year. It's something we really should be focusing on instead of criminalizing simple possession of marijuana. This follows a train of Liberal failures. In 1969, a Royal Commission said that the cost to young individuals were not justified. And it said back then in '69, get rid of prohibition for personal use. Liberals ignored the recommendation. New Democrats introduced a bill. It was not supported by the House. In 2002, a Senate report said the true damage to society of marijuana was felt through the side effects of criminal penalties. Again, no action. The Liberals in 2009 voted to support Bill C-15, a Conservative initiative to impose mandatory minimums for cannabis-related offences. The Liberal and Conservative governments have consecutively failed to keep marijuana out of the hands of young people, and giving out criminal records has not helped. So we want to see the government make a difference on the ground right now, make a difference in people's lives. As the Liberal Health Minister said quite rightly, it is impossible to arrest our way out of the situation. And so I think the government should support the New Democrat motion. They should immediately decriminalize simple possession while they draft laws to legalize marijuana. Yes, learn from Washington and Colorado. Yes, tackle edibles and labeling and dosage control. Do all those things. But while you do that long, extended work, make a difference right now in the lives of Canadians. New Democrats believe it's irresponsible to allow the valuable resources of police and courts to be wasted creating new criminal records for something the government imminently plans to legalize. We will continue to push for the government to take common sense steps, such as decriminalizing simple possession of marijuana, while the government develops a comprehensive plan and a timeline to legalize it. Thank you.